Welcome, Panther fans, to Panther Preview Season Wrap-Up. Coach, ended the season with 2 wins in a row. Great way to end the season.
Absolutely. You know, our young men really took to heart what we talked about all week at practice the last 2 weeks. We remember the feeling that we had going into our senior night and the feeling we had after that game ended, and really took it upon ourselves to go out and make sure that we played to the best of our abilities. You score 50 points against the St. Martin team, hold them to 14. That's a big deal. You know, our guys really played hard. Can't say enough about our defense the last 3 weeks of the year. They shut out Hancock's first shutout we've had in several years, and just a tremendous job all the way around. You know, beating a playoff team, Hancock, who's going to play Brandon this week, 28-0. It's just kind of gratifying to see our guys go out the way that we kind of expected them to play all year round, all year long. So just very pleased with them. Isaiah Ben, you know, breaks 147 yards rushing on 21 carries with a touchdown. Silas Corder has 177 yards passing. Probably the best drive of the year that I can say from a execution standpoint was our second drive. We were 7 for 7 passing and ended with a quarterback read for a touchdown, which was tremendous. Everybody flew to Isaiah Ben inside. They flew to Keelan on the outside and left an alley for us to score, and that put us up 14-0 after a phenomenal catch by Keelan Parnell in the end zone on the first score. We backed that up with another fade to Brian Barnes, BJ Barnes. He had a phenomenal night. He had 5 catches on the night. Jacoby and May had 6 catches on the night. Keelan had 5 catches on the night. So we really had a phenomenal showing on the field. Defensively, went into a bend don't break mode there because of what they do offensively, and we forced them into some long yardage situations where they had to throw the football up, and our defensive backs really did a phenomenal job of staying in coverage and being where they were supposed to be. Huge knockdown by Jalen Career on a 4th down play. Got a knockdown that was just out of this world. He was in the right spot, and he understood where to be and fit right in. Gerald Terrell had 3 of the best weeks of his career, coming off the edge for us. At linebacker, Jalen Parnell showed why he is such an explosive player and why he's going to be a guy that's on a lot of radars this offseason. You know, the maturity of Caleb Ely at linebacker coming in was phenomenal to see. And our offensive line just got after it. They played together, they gelled, they weren't perfect, but doggone it, they got after it. And just couldn't say more about, can't say any more about how proud I am of our coaches and our players coming together these last 2 weeks and going out and showing the world who we are and what our legacy is going to be is that of a school that went into 6A competition, competed at the highest level, and although we might have come up a little bit short when it comes to making the playoffs, people are going to remember playing us for a long time.
Absolutely, and talking about what we did, let's talk about the future. The future is bright for Pascagoula.
Oh man,
this
the new region. You know,
and it's not a weak region.
It's going to be a region that we can really compete in. There's only about 200 to 300 students. I think it's about 200 students from top to bottom.
Right.
So we're very compatible when it comes to students, unlike the 1,000 margin that we faced in a lot of games we played this year. So we're going to play Picayune, Hancock, Long Beach, West Harrison, George County, and Pascagoula. That's our new region, and just real excited about that region and excited about our pre-region schedule for next year.
Take just a moment and explain the difference in students. I want the people at home to understand what we faced this year and what we're going to be facing next year.
Ocean Springs is one of the largest schools on the coast, just to give you a for example.
3rd largest school in Mississippi.
The state. It's over 1,900 students, and we have right around 1,100. We're right at around 1,100 students, 9 through 12. When it comes to, I think Gulfport's around 1,900. Same thing with, those St. Martin is the lower side. They're around 1,600. Again, same thing with Hancock. They're around 1,200 like us. But then you look at Biloxi, they're 1,700-ish, 1,800. So again, Harrison Central's again 1,800. So there's a significant difference there in 500-600 kids or more. But our kids never use that as an excuse. We never use it as an excuse. Our whole thing is we're going out to play to win. And no matter who we play, in fact, our pre-region schedule next year, we're going to play a 4A school in Moss Point, 2 5As and 2 7As. So we're not shying away from the larger schools in our pre-region schedule, but we're trying to find good matchups that are going to prepare us for a region that includes a Picayune, a Hancock, a West Harrison, a Long Beach, as well as a George County. Teams that line up in the wing tee. Some are power wing, some are spread. We just have to be prepared for all of those, and that's what the pre-region schedule is for. But currently we're doing exit interviews with our players. We're asking them some tough questions. We're asking them to go through and really we may, I don't know if every school does this, but we meet with every single player and we ask them the good, the bad, and the ugly, what they like, what they didn't like, what we can do better as coaches. And that helps us evaluate where we are and what we need to build on from a cultural standpoint. Wherever you go, successful programs, they're built from the inside out. And it's taking the time in the off season to develop those leaders and get those leaders to understand what it means to lead. And you can't put square pegs in round holes. So you have to give those young people the tools and let them understand that when leadership comes from the top down, your team can be average. But when it comes from the bottom up, when it comes from the players and moves upwards and outwards, and they hold each other accountable and they love each other and they care for each other, and they're not worried about who gets the credit. They're more worried about the success of the team. Then you have a lot of success as a program, as a team. You go back and look at all the years that Picayune's been successful. This is probably the first time in many, many years that they've really had just a slew of Division I guys coming out of there. Usually it's just guys that are good high school football players that love each other and play hard for each other. And that's what we're working toward. Guys that love each other on this team, guys that are willing to play for each other, guys that are really looking to go in and lead from the front and lead by example. And that's awful difficult sometimes, especially in a culture that goes out and promotes the me more than the we. We're trying to develop a program that promotes the we more than the me. And that's really, really hard. You've got a lot of guys out there that they come around and they do things to kind of distract from your program, and they try to single out particular players here and there, and then all of a sudden you're dealing with some things that make it hard to build a team culture where everybody is just as important as every other player. And I think that's a struggle everywhere in high school football today. But those teams that are really successful, it's not about the number of D1 athletes or offers they have. It's about the teams who go out there and play together well as a team. So that's what we're building to. Can't wait to get in the off season. Coach Lala's already got everything programmed out from now through August next year when we start on July 31st, our first practice. We're excited about what we have coming back, the leadership core that we have with these 2024 seniors they're coming in. Real excited about our 2025 guys. They've built a great foundation over the last couple of years. And our 2026 guys showed this year that they're ready to come in and work hard and be a part of the program and to build it up. So, a lot of success at Calmer this past year, and just looking forward to integrating those guys into a 9th grade program, having a specific 9th grade team so that they can gel together.
Something we hadn't done in a while.
Something that's been harder for us to do, but we're committed to doing that this next year, is having that 9th grade program and just making sure everybody's on the same page, understanding that Pascagoula football is back, baby, and we're not just back to 6A. We're staying in 6A, but we're here to go out and really do everything that we can do to be the most successful we can be. As
time to make a statement.
Time to make a statement.
That's going to start next year. But for now, this is going to bring this season to an end. I hope that you'll allow us to come and visit with you throughout the off season to keep the Panther Nation involved and knowing what we're doing to get to where we need to be next year to be successful. And I'm looking forward.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm still in my mourning phase of always, for about a week after the season, I mourn the loss of a team, because there'll never be another 2022 Pascagoula Panther football team. And those guys are going to be missed. We're going to miss them all. Keelan Parnell ended up breaking Rooster Jones's record
over
for scoring.
40 years.
Been a 40-year record. He was able to break a scoring record, and that's pretty special. So we are just blessed to have been honored with their presence over the last 4 years. They've done a lot to really reestablish Pascagoula as a program to be looked to and to be reckoned with, and their leadership is definitely going to be impacting the rest of these classes as they come up.
All right. Well, Panther fans, we appreciate you taking the time to join us each and every week throughout the season. We're going to visit you again, and through the off season, and looking forward to next year. So for now, so long.